Welcome into the third season of PewterPirates.com. I'm Mike Nabors along with my partner, Roy Cummings. And partner, we're here in this beautiful indoor facility. Brand new coach for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We've talked about that the entire offseason, but a different feel so far in training camp with Bruce Arians.
Yeah, boy, I'll tell you something. A very positive guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he was asked today about the running game a little bit. You know, he said, can you still win in this league? He was asked if you can still win in this league without a dominant running game. He goes, I'm not concerned about that because we're going to have a dominant running game. And I think we all know that that's one of the areas where there's a little bit of concern really about the Buccaneers, at least outside of Bruce Arians' office. But, no, I mean, that's the kind of positive approach that he brings. And I think it's starting to build within the players here. I mean, you do see a lot of positives within the organization right now. A lot of people thinking positive. Hey, this is the time to be positive. There's no reason not to be. You got to think good things going forward. Right now, from what we're seeing, hey, maybe there is a chance.
You mentioned the running game, the man they call Rojo, Ronald Jones. Rough rookie season. We're going to go one-on-one with him and an extensive one-on-one in just a bit. But I want to talk to you about the feel here. I mean, we're not hearing music, but you mentioned the word confidence. I think that's what Bruce Arians brings to really both sides of the football.
Yeah, you're right. Again, a very confident guy, and I think one of the things that is different I sense right now about this team is since everything is new, there's a little bit more of a focus on what they're doing in terms of, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. You can just tell that these guys have really locked in to their playbooks and they're really trying to figure things out. That's what happens when you got a new scheme and a new system. But these guys have really worked at it. Look, Bruce Arians, one of the things he's most impressed with his team is how hard these guys are working off the field. I asked him today, what is it that you want to see out of these guys this week and these first 3-4 workouts here before you put the pads on? And he came out right out and said, look, I want to see that what they're learning in the classroom, in the building, is what they bring onto the field here, whether it's here or back out at One Buck Place, behind on the outdoors. So, and he's starting to see that. So that's an indication that these guys are working hard and trying to figure out exactly what these schemes are because it's all new, and in order to be fast and play fast, you got to have that stuff down.
Well, Bruce Arians obviously has been the story this offseason, but a guy who's had a tremendous offseason. If you talk to anybody here with the Buccaneers, it's Ronald Jones. Of course, a rookie season, as we alluded to earlier, that was disappointing for a second-round pick, but I had a chance to go one-on-one with him, and we talked about that rough rookie season and how he plans to turn things around. All right, I bring in a very pivotal part of this Buccaneer football team this season, of course, running back Ronald Jones. I know it was a tough rookie year at times, but how much of a difference does a year make for you?
I think a year makes a lot of difference for me, especially, after last season, you had to put in the work off season to prove everybody, that I'm really the player I'm supposed to be. So to be back and be out here, finally getting the opportunity, it feels good.
What was the biggest obstacle for you in your rookie season, if you look back?
I'd probably say the biggest obstacle was probably adjusting to the NFL life, the speed of the game, just the playbook, just the commitment and dedication you got to put in, day in and day out. You can't take shortcuts. So just watching the older guys hanging around them, I'm trying to find my own. This
team could have picked up a running back in the offseason. They really did. They didn't draft one. That bodes well, I think, for you and Peyton Barber. Shows a lot of faith in what you guys have done.
Most definitely, yeah. And like you said, having a down year, not to my standards, definitely shows that the team still believes in me, so I got to make the most of it.
Do you have a chip on your shoulder, or is it just confidence that you've done it before, you've done it in college on a big stage, or what's your mindset entering this camp now?
I say a little bit of both. I still got to prove myself, prove my value in this league, and I'm looking forward to doing that.
After what you went through in your rookie year, do veterans on this team kind of give you advice or give you confidence that they know what you can do? How have they been with you?
Yeah, they just tell me, stay in my playbook, block out all the media, the outside noise, and just focus on ball. It's all ball all the time right now anyway, so it's perfect time to do that.
Last question I have, Bruce Arians kind of brings a little different demeanor as a head coach, no music at practice. Yeah. How has practice been, and how do you like playing for a coach who is really committed to the running game?
Yeah, I definitely like playing for a coach who's committed to the running game. Back in college I was, fed the ball a lot, so, getting back to that old school type of football is my kind of stuff. So.
All right, well, listen, good luck this training camp. I appreciate your time. A candid conversation with Ronald Jones. What a pivotal part of this Buccaneer offense. If Ronald Jones can come through, Roy Cummings, that'll be huge for this football team.
Yeah, look, he's a guy who a lot of eyes are on right now. A lot of people don't believe in Ronald Jones after what they saw of him last year. I know for a fact that the Buccaneers organization feels completely differently. You would expect that because they drafted him in the second round last year. But you know what? There's a reason they drafted him in the second round. And if the Bucs hadn't drafted him in the second round, someone else probably would have. This is a guy who a lot of teams really liked coming out of USC last year because you know what? He still is, at least he was in college. He's a home run hitter, and he's still got that ability. talking to a lot of people around the NFL and inside this organization, what Ronald Jones didn't have last year was A, confidence, and B, he didn't have enough leg power to work his way through to break tackles, in other words, because he was hit behind the line of scrimmage almost more than anybody else in the NFL last year among running backs. Line did not play well in front of him. He didn't have the power to break through those tackles and turn nothing into something. He's got that now. He's got confidence. He's got that power. He's put on some weight, put on some power, some leg power, and that's going to make him a better player. So, look, I don't expect Ronald Jones to be a Pro Bowler this year, but I think he can get you 800 yards. And if he can get you 800 yards in a tandem with Peyton Barber, I think all of a sudden you're going to have a pretty good running game. And as I alluded to earlier, Bruce Arians is confident that they're going to have a dominant running game, and there's no question Ronald Jones is going to be a part of that. I think Ronald Jones is going to surprise a lot of people, and it starts with, as we talked about at the beginning of this podcast here, it starts with confidence. He's got confidence, and he knows where he's going in the NFL this year, and I think it's a big difference for him.
That's the kind of insight we're going to get. Where some may not believe in Ronald Jones, we believe in Roy Cummings. We're going to be with you every week during training camp. We'll have one of these updates along with our podcast, A Few Extra Bucks. So keep it here on pewterpirates.com. And, of course, you can subscribe. We're on all the platforms when it comes to our podcast. For Roy Cummings, I'm Mike Nabors. We'll see you again, Bucs fans, next week here in training camp.